This video is intended for my Block 1 and 2 classes who didn't get a chance to do the Converting Copper lab that's in section B3 in your textbook. And the purpose of this lab is to take this copper powder that we see here, nice copper color, very fine powder, similar to baby powder, and we're going to heat it in the presence of air to create a new substance. Before we heat it, it's put in this ceramic little dish called a crucible, and we can see that dish right here. And there's about 1 gram of copper powder in the bottom of the dish, and this is just a regular old hot plate. The copper is heated for about 10 or 12 minutes, and during that period, students are chopping it up to create little pieces so that we can get all of the copper exposed to the air. And when this process is done, this is what results. Again, not the most exciting thing, but we can see that now instead of a copper-colored powder, we have a black powder, and we can even see in this particular example there's still some remnants of the copper powder along the edge of the vessel. So what was the result of this activity? When we took copper powder and we heated it, we produced a new substance. What did we combine the copper with? Something present in air, and it gave us a black powder, and that color change told us that we indeed made a new chemical, and that new chemical is copper oxide. So when we take elemental copper and combine it with oxygen, it yields or produces copper oxide. Now this is not a balanced equation. Starting later next week, we'll start balancing equations, but the balanced equation would look like 2 copper atoms plus 1 oxygen atom yields 2 molecules of copper oxide. So we saw that we can take copper, we can heat it in the presence of oxygen and create copper oxide. There were no explosions, there were no exciting things other than the development of a black powder. So again, this is an example of a metal reacting with oxygen. And you'll see this is mentioned in the lesson today on metal reactivity. So for those of you from Block 1 and Block 2 who didn't get to complete this activity, you didn't miss a lot, but now you'll understand what I'm talking about when I refer to it in the video lesson.